has it finally sunk in? The success chalked at the African Games. Gold medal, 2.23 meters.
I mean, I'm still living it like it's yesterday. I just high jumped yesterday. I'm still having a hard time believing I did that. So I mean, in all, I'm still Evans Yamoah. Nothing changed. I'm still the high jumper who like is willing to succeed. So it's just a stepping stone. I guess.
You just mentioned that it's just a stepping stone, but how much of that do you think is a motivation going forward? To become a continental champion is not a mean achievement.
Yes. It feels like there's more pressure on me right now because being a continental champ, that means there's more to come. There's more to do. So it's gonna be a motivation. It's going to be like something that's gonna push me into achieving more, like wanting more for myself, for my family, for my friends, for the lovely people of Ghana. So uh, it's gonna be tough, and I'm gonna push through it. So that's what warriors do, and that's what I'm willing to do.
How did you get into high jump in the first place? Because when you won that gold medal, you went celebrating, see you, Cristiano Ronaldo, but you didn't score a goal. You rather scored a jump.
Yes. So my story about high jump, like I keep telling everyone who asks me the same question. I wasn't a high jumper at first. I was a football player and a really good football player. I started with like FC Bata Kids in Mamprobi. I played really well. I had like so many scouts coming in, trying to sign me. My dad hasn't been a fan of like being in a football academy. So I went to Swedwood Senior High School. I played on the basketball team, played on the soccer team. I tried volleyball. I tried handball. So it was like anything other than athletics. So I saw people high jump, and I think in my second year, I saw one of my seniors having a severe injury in the high jump. Uh, they were practicing, so like he had a serious injury. And since then, it shaped my idea of high jump. I never dreamt of being a high jumper because of that injury. However, my best friend, he was a high jumper for the school since we went to SHS1. And I saw him high jump. As I said, I never wanted to be a high jumper. But on one fateful afternoon after school, I was going to play soccer and I saw them like high jumping for fun. And I was like, okay, fine. Since the soccer team is not yet ready, let me just try one and I could go ahead and go do my soccer training. And the funny thing is, I didn't use the approach they were using. I just headed over the bar and just walked away. Then all of them came to me like, "Hey, did you just do that? That's the high school record that you just use your legs to clear." And I was like, I had no idea what I just did. Then I think our PE master, Mr. Nicholas, he came to me and was like, "Hey, where have you been all these years?" And I was like, I'm still in the school. I play for the school team." And I was like, "Okay, we need a high jumper like you." I was like, "I don't think I can do this." Then I was like, we practice every Saturday morning. So if you are interested, you could come around and just practice." Once again, I wasn't interested. So I just let go of that information. Then we had this house inspection every Saturday in high school. Yes. And that was something that I wasn't a fan of. I wasn't a dirty guy, but then I wasn't a fan of like standing for hours waiting for people to come inspect my room and all that. So I saw the high jump practice on Saturday as a perfect avenue to skip the house inspection. So whenever they were ready for house inspection, I just ran to go high jump. I wasn't the best at it, but then my coach, Coach Isaac, was like, "You have potential, even though you don't have the proper technique. I see so much potential in you, so we'll pick it from there." Then fast forward, I represented my hall, the Graf Johnson House 3, uh, in the inter halls, and my friend came first, and I came second. However, my friend was the one who cleared the high school record on his attempt, but then I was made to jump on my fourth attempt, which was like illegal, but they wanted me to see if I could try. And I cleared it. I jumped the high school record. But in the books, it's in the name of my friend. Then We carried on to the intercore level where I won with a height of 1.85. Then we went to super zonals where I came first, my friend came second. And that's where University of Ghana actually came to speak to me like, hey, we have scholarship readily available for you if you are interested. And me knowing my dad, who's never been a fan of like scholarships and all that, I kept it to myself. I didn't tell him anything. Then I told him I wanted University of Ghana forms and I have a justified to go. The University of Ghana has this UG pass system where they recruit athletes from all over Ghana. Then yeah, they compete. So we went. My dad was like really supportive at that point. He took me, my friend and I to UG pass. We tried it out and I came out first again. No, I came out second. There was one kid who came out first, but they didn't want to be in the University of Ghana. So they called me and my friend to come join the team. Then that's where my success story began from high jumping, where Coach Bruce took over, showed me the technique in high jumping. I started clearing higher bars and all that. So yeah.
From refusing to stay behind for Saturday cleaning to jumping
Yeah.
2.23 meters. That's quite an incredible story to hear, Evans. And at the University of Ghana, tell the story. How was it like?
So when I got to University of Ghana, I was like, I grew up in Accra. So it's like the same environment, everything. I felt comfortable with everything around me. I didn't need to stress about my family being a distance from me because my family was just around me. I could go home like over the weekend and all that. So I felt at home. And whenever Coach Bruce took over, I felt something great coming. Because a kid jumping 185 and my first interhall, I jumped 2 meters. It was like from here to there. So I was like, there's something good coming. And having been in the dorm I was, the Commonwealth Hall, I felt like everything was like sinking like really perfectly. Like the way they behaved, like the way they carried themselves really shaped me into being a better athlete. Like when they are doing something, they go all out. They don't care. They just do everything out of passion. So during our first inter hall, the way they came out in their numbers to cheer me on last Friday, that's exactly what happened in my first year. Then I had people in the stands telling me, hey, we have our money behind you. That means they were gambling in the stands. Like, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to beat this guy. Like, they were like names who were already in the university and all that. And they were like, yeah, we believe in you. You're from the Commonwealth Hall. We want you to like jump higher than the Mensa Saba guy, like jump higher than this guy. I was like, this pressure was like coming to me. That was the first time I ever felt pressured. And their morale, everything, like really, really, really did the magic. That was back in the days, 2018. And from there, Coach Bruce never gave up on me. At some point, I stopped like athletics because the system wasn't being fair. I got injured. My name wasn't making the list whenever they were traveling to other countries. So I was like, okay, I think they don't see my worth. So I went back to playing soccer and stopped track and field. Then I sustained this shoulder injury, and I was like, okay, fine. Maybe sports isn't my thing. Because the more I tried, the more I got hurt. And in the University of Ghana, I was studying physical education. So I was like, okay, let me pay more attention on my academic side and forget about the sports. So I took my classes serious. Didn't show up for practice and all that. Coach Bruce was upset, but then I was in school to study and not to do sports. And he kept calling. He kept sending people my way to convince me into coming back into high jump because he believed I was the best in the university. I had the Gusa record in 2020. Then I did again in 2022. So I had a call from the school I am right now. They were like, hey, kid, we saw one of your interhall videos of you jumping on the grass. And we believe whenever we convert you from grass to track, they're going to do wonders. If you're interested, let us know, then we know how to work from there. Once again, I wasn't doing anything athletics as at then because I had given up, as I said. So I was okay. Since it's coming from the United States, I'll just give it a try. I just shoot my shot because everyone wants to leave the country. Then I spoke to Coach Bruce. I spoke to some good people. And one thing the University of Ghana had that I really like cherished was the fact that we had mentors. We had people who be checking up. Yes, it was a program they set up. Every athlete has his own mentor. And my mentor was Mr. Clenard Bauer. That man was really phenomenal. Like, he spoke to us about traveling outside, branding yourself as an athlete. My Instagram was full of like everyday posts. I go to the beach, I make a post. I go to this, I make a post. But he shaped the idea of rebranding, like brand yourself as an athlete. And he made me take down all the unnecessary posts on Instagram and Facebook, and rather be posting more of my practice videos, my jam videos. So from there, that's where my current university saw my videos. So if not for Mr. Clenard Bauer shaping that mentality, I'll still be there living a fancy life, like, like those guys posting and all that. So that's one thing the University of Ghana did that really stood out to me. Then I applied to the University of Central Missouri. Once again, University of Ghana coaches were really, really supportive when it came to that. They were unselfish. They showed me everything there is to know in traveling outside. Then that's when I really took my high jump serious again, because I was jumping 206, yes, as I then. Then Coach Bruce was like, okay, you're going to another stage of life. You can't go in with the same performance. You have to like increase your practice, increase everything, the volume and everything, the intensity. Then I started practicing like 24/7. And we went to Gusa. I jumped Gusa 2022 in KNUST. That is where I realized, okay, so if I had put in more work in the past years, probably I'll be jumping the higher bars like 230, 235. Because everyone says I'm a lazy athlete, but
You probably will compete with Tamberry and Bashir, isn't it?
yes. Because even the coaches in the University of Ghana always says you are a lazy athlete, but when it comes to results, you give the results. I don't like to practice, but when it comes to like giving out the results, I like to compete a lot. So yeah, USA 2022, I jumped 211, and I jumped against Ebenezer Jima, who was my teammate this past year. And that guy gave me a tough time throughout my years in competing. Yes. Anytime I jump a higher bar, he's there. I was like, will you kid just leave me alone? And yeah, the coach is great. My teammate in the University of Ghana. And I mean, being in University of Ghana was like one of the best things that's really happened to me. It shaped every aspect of my life. So yeah.
So the University of Ghana, was it a scholarship that you were there with them? Because you mentioned that when they came, you never wanted to tell your dad about it. So
Yes. So the unfortunate part is like I was never on a scholarship system in the University of Ghana.
but earlier it was available. Why didn't you take it?
I felt like my friend who was a high jumper needed it the most. So
Oh, okay. So it rather went to him.
yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, then you're
And
you're such a kind man,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I try my best. He's been with us since 2018, since we graduated from high school. He stayed in my house because he was a better high jumper than I was. So I wanted to learn from him. And if we were away from each other, maybe the experience, like he coaching me, would have been different. So I spoke to my dad, and my dad brought him to our house. So he's still living in our house as of now. And he's like a brother to me right now. I involve him in everything I do.
Wow. So his presence pushed you, isn't it?
Yes. Because he has been in the game for like God knows how long, since SHS1. And he was a better athlete than I am. I am right now. Because he can do all the events you can think of other than pole vaults. And all I can do is just high jump. So to me, if you take Cristiano Ronaldo out of the picture, he was my idol back in high school and still is my idol.
And he's quite talented.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen him yet, but he's like that built to be an athlete.
Tell me briefly about moving to the US and how that has shaped your career.
So having moved from Ghana to the US, I felt like, okay, the childish things have to like stop. Back in University of Ghana, where I was like around my people, I felt like so comfortable. I felt in my comfort zone. That was like really killing me. But here I am in the US, where they're paying millions of dollars to fund my academics, fund myself here. if I don't put out the performance they want, I lose my scholarship. That's how it works here. So that's changed my mentality of being an athlete. Now, when I was in the University of Ghana, Coach Bruce will testify. Anytime they call for the weight room, I disappear. I'm no longer in the school. When they call for the weight session, because I've not been a fan of the weight room, and I'm still not a fan of the weight room, but when I go to the US, it's strictly business. That's what we're doing. And I feel like the weight room really, really, really has done like so much. I've seen improvement. And anytime like we go to a weight room, we do the French contrast, we do like those weight stuff. It has like my jumps has like improved massively. And the coaches here are like excellent too. I wouldn't lie. Like they are so patient. They want to know how the athletes feel before telling them what they want. Like we go for practice, the first question that comes, like they ask us is, "How's your body feeling?" And that's one thing I never had back in the University of Ghana, like back in Ghana. It's always what the coach has aligned. Okay, today we are doing this. We're running 600 repeat. But here, what they do is they ask you, "How is your body feeling?" If you say, "Oh, I'm fatigued, my shins are hurting," they're like, "Okay, we don't have to push it. Let's do something else." So it's like they put the athlete first. University of Ghana, like back home, they do it, but here is like everything is like structured. You can't be doing too much if your body cannot take it. So it's a step at a time. And as I said, the coaches here are like really patient. The trainers. So we have like coaches, we have trainers, we have physios, everyone playing a part. Me, for instance, like after every competition, I'm injured. I don't know why. The change of environment. Anytime I go to a different school to
So
go compete,
as we speak, are you injured?
I haven't started training yet. I did a warm-up session yesterday and I feel okay. But I'm just saying, knock on wood, I'm not injured right now. But anytime I move from University of Central Missouri to a different school to go compete, since it's a different track, I come back, my knees hurting, my ankles are hurting, like so I have like so many people around me helping me be a better athlete. I have my physio. I see her every morning. Then I go to class. After class, I go to practice where my coach takes over. Then in the evening, I have a weight trainer. So it's like it's a transition. It's not solely the coach's responsibility. Like so many people playing a part somewhere that I feel like if Ghana should learn something like this, we're gonna have so many athletes, so many better athletes right now. So yeah, that's like the transition for me, from leaving Ghana to the US, like how I see things, not my perspective. Yeah.
Now let's talk the African Games when you came to the country. Trust me, um, just a few of us, because like those of us who are athletics biased, knew about you, and I've had the privilege of covering some Gusa games. So when I saw your name in the list, I was like, this name sounds very familiar. It's like an athlete that I know. But if you've suddenly become a household name because of that success you chose at the African Games, talk us through what the mental process was. And that jump. I remember speaking to your coach, and he was like, when you did that 2.23, he was like, what is just happening? Because he couldn't believe it himself that his athlete was flying that high.
Right. So if, as I said, I made mention of this in a different interview. If I had won the gold in a different country, the feeling would have been different.
You made me
And
mention that interview to me.
yes, that feeling would have been different. So coming back to Ghana, and not just any other university, was the University of Ghana, like my home. And I knew like the kind of people who be coming around. I didn't want to like disappoint anyone. So I was willing to push myself to the extreme in order to secure a medal. I wasn't aiming at a gold medal, to be honest. It was solely a medal for Ghana because we were like literally behind the medal table. And when I coached Rose Yamoah through her jumps, I wasn't the one doing the coaching. It was Coach Jenna, Madam Salah, then my coach from the University of Central Missouri, who were like talking to her. But I was closer to Rose, so they relayed the information to me. Then I tell Rose. And the people in the stands were like, Coachy, Coachy. So I was like, I'm not the one doing the job, right? The people here are doing the job, and I'm just relaying the information. Then after Rose's success, the pressure fell upon me. I had people in the stand saying, it's your turn. If you don't win gold medal, like Ghana, like so many threats, but I found them like to be friendly threats. And people in my DM, people from the Commonwealth Hall, they were like, bro, we believe in you, we know you can do it. So those like really tuned my mind that regardless of what's gonna happen that day, I still need to be on the medal podium. And that day, the last jump 223, when I saw the Moroccan guy sail over the 221, I lost control. I was like, okay, it's now or never. It's either I win this or like I'm losing it. Because I was ranked first throughout all the jumps. And all of a sudden, this kid is taking control. I need to do something like phenomenal. And trust me, if he had jumped the 223, it would have been a bloodbath on our field. Like, we would have pushed ourselves. My coaches know this. My coaches here know that I don't want to see defeat. I want to push myself to like, okay, fine, my body can't take it anymore. So I was like more than willing to do anything to make Ghanaians proud, to make Commonwealth proud, to make my friend, my family, my coaches, everyone proud. And he being in the stands, he came all the way from the US to watch me compete, become a better athlete. And this is what we needed. We needed as a coach and an athlete to put ourselves out there to the world. So jumping the 223, I felt like it was more like the support and the comments that were coming from all angles that really made the jump.
That made the difference. But what does it mean for you personally to have achieved this success?
To me, I feel honored. Yes, that's what I'll say. I feel honored. And I feel like every athlete, you need a stepping stone. And this is just my stepping stone. So everyone is trying to qualify for the Olympics. And having achieved this height, like a new PR, it's like I'm starting from here, then next week I go here. So it's like we're going back to the drawing board. We resetting our mind, we rechannel our focus. Those 215 bars, 216 bars, we are not focusing on that again. We are going to start practicing with the 225s, 235. So if I hadn't have achieved the 223, probably 221 would have been my mark. That's where I'll starting my jumps from. So 223 is like an opening height for me now. It's another achievement. So I need to build on. I don't have to be like reluctant and stay at 223. Then we are in our outdoor season, if you've noticed. So 223 should be as I said, like a stepping stone. So more to come, more to come.
More and greater things to come. And I remember when you did that jump and you went and did the see you and the whole crowd erupted, see you in unison, as though you had all rehearsed it prior to that jump. at, at that point, what was going through your mind when you get, because I remember when you jumped and you got up, the immediate thing that came to you was that celebration. What was going through your mind?
So when I cleared the height, I couldn't believe what I just did. If you see the reactions from the mat to the ground, I couldn't like believe what I just did. And in the world of football, if you want a celebration that gets the fans going, the Sioux celebration is like one of the best. So when I got the mat and I was doing this, that was like the only thing that came to mind. Let me just get a crowd cheering. So and Ronaldo is my idol, to be, as I said.
In fact, I
So
was coming to Ronaldo.
yes, he was the only one that I could think of. I was like, okay, at this point, let me just get the fans going, and I just hit a Sioux celebration.
And just how much of an impact does Ronaldo have on you?
Oh, a lot. He he's impacted me a lot. His work ethics is like one of the best. This is a guy who doesn't really focus on himself, but then he wants his team to succeed too. And we've seen that in so many of his games. Anytime they are down, he keeps pushing the team, hey, let's go, let's do this. And that's like one thing I've learned from him during my days in playing football to athletics, I want to really push myself. I want to work hard, and I don't want to disappoint anyone. And that's literally Ronaldo in a short description. He's hardworking, everyone knows that. And I've seen so many people dragging me on social media because of my comment I made. As I said, to me, Ronaldo is my all-time greatest. And everyone has like different perspective, who is the greatest and all that. Ronaldo was is hardworking. He's born. People say he was born talented, but to me, I feel like talent comes like raw. But he is like pushing to like like himself and everyone on the globe. So Messi is hardworking. All the other players are hardworking, but to me, Ronaldo stands out. The way and manner he practices, the way and manner he carries himself, the way. I mean, ah, people can have their opinion, but to me, as I said,
Ronaldo,
Ronaldo is like,
it is
yeah, he's still my
Ronaldo.
goat.
But
Yes.
what is the quite interesting that a high jumper is looking at a footballer as his idol, and not people he is in the same discipline with.
Right. So I keep telling my teammates, I told Ebenezer and Okanse, whenever I go to Ghana, they were watching jumps of Bashim. They were watching jumps of people. And I was like,
And then,
okay, yes. I was like, everyone is different when it comes to high jump. If you watch Bashim, Bashim has an incredible bend. When you watch other people, it's like power. It's up to you to identify what you use in high jump. So if I'm a power jumper and I'm watching Bashim, it doesn't really relate. So I try as much as possible to stay away from watching other high jumpers jump. That is me. Whenever we have a track meet, all I ask for my coaches, can you send me a video of my previous jumps? It is me competing against myself. I'm not competing against Bashim. I'm not competing against whoever is available. I'm watching my previous jumps for me to better myself. So if I don't get me wrong, Bashim is the best high jumper I know. Now, like he's the best high jumper I know now. But I'm not going to idolize Bashim and do everything Bashim is doing. I want someone from a different perspective, like a different field, whose work ethic is going to impact me. So, as I said, I compete against myself. I I watch the Olympics, high jump. I watched a lot, but I don't go on YouTube to watch Bashim jump, what he does. No, 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 no. I watch myself. I watch what I do at practice. I watch what I do at competitions. What went wrong? What can like where can I improve? And I think so far it's working for me. So
come on, let's just wrap up the conversation. And the Olympic Games is upon us. You're now one of our hopefuls. You, Rose Yamoah, uh, Joe Paul, Samati, you're hopefuls. Just how much of a responsibility do you think is on you to represent the country in the Olympic Games? And after that, what will be next for this gentleman who is now telling an incredible story? In the next 4 years, you're going to be the defending champion in the high jump. In fact, not even 4 years, 3 years. When the African Games is taking place in Egypt, you're going to be the defending champion. So it's like this is with you for some time. In fact, many months to come.
yes. So that's a really, really, really good question that I haven't really sat down to think about this. But I feel like once you accept to be an athlete, you you train your mind, you train your body, you train your soul into accepting whatever challenge that comes to you. So having achieved this great height, all the pressure, all the responsibility that's on my shoulder right now, I have to channel it into my practice. I have to channel it into like everything I do. I was just an ordinary jumper some months ago, but now I'm like the African champion. That's so much responsibility. I believe like with God on my side, this was meant to happen. So if God being so good, He's going to see me through all this. It's just like another challenge that I have to go through. And I'm more than ready, more than capable to defend my title. I'm not going to like let it go. even though in sports, lose and win is part of the game, but I'm here to stay. I'm here to put in the work. If in a nearby future, we don't know what will happen. So I'm not gonna go down without a fight. For that, put it on record. I'm gonna put out like my maximum best. And I know my competitors are still going to practice. Everyone is training to become a better version. So this is me up there. I'm not going to stay up there. I'm going to keep pushing, keep rising. If they are able to work to meet me, that's fine. That's sports. That's the nature of sports. But then, yeah, I'm just more than willing to put the flag of Ghana so high in my career. I'm still young. I'm 23. So I feel like I have more to offer. And if God is so good, God be on my side, and I'm going to achieve that too. So yeah.
Going to achieve that. One question that skipped my mind was how you combine school and the sport, the training. How do you combine the two? And that's my final question.
uh, I feel like if you want to succeed in life, you should have a balance in everything. And that's one thing I do really good. I have balance in my life. I So for school, I've scheduled all my classes to be from the morning till afternoon. No schoolwork should exceed 2 p.m. I know I have practice from 2 p.m. Downwards. Then after 2 p.m., let's say roughly by 6, all other things should come in place. Nothing should get in between my practice and my school. So I have like a balance on everything. I focus on my schoolwork when I have to. And when it's time for track, I put aside everything. Focus on track. When it comes to my personal life, I put aside track, school, everything aside. Focus on my personal life. So I really have balance in my life, I would say.
You really have balance in your life, and you have the balance too for the family, isn't it? Because
Yes.
Cadman, thank you very much for your time. I really, really appreciate
Okay.
it. And sorry for waking you up very early.
It's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
also I want to like express a profound gratitude to my coach, Coach Christopher Goodwin. He's been a phenomenal person in my life, and he has transformed me to be a better high jumper. He cares more about me being an individual than an athlete. He's always on my DM asking me, "Hey, what do you think? What do you want? What do you need?" That I feel like most coaches don't do that. It's, "Hey, we are running 600 repeats. We are doing this. We are doing this." Like the boss type of. Sometimes I go to practice and you'll be like, "What do you want to do for practice today?" And I'll be like, "You are in charge. You are the boss." He'll be like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm here to serve you. So what do you want? Do you want to jump? Do you want to run? Do you want to relax? Do you want to stretch?" Then I'll be like, "Okay." So he's more like a brother, a father, like everything. So I haven't really mentioned him in my most of my interviews. So I feel like there's a big platform for me to express how much uh gratitude. Like I really appreciate him as a coach, and for him leaving all he had to do in the States to come help me win the South African Championship. So yeah.
Thank you. Evans Cadman, Yamoah,
Yes.
gold medalist, African Games 2023, before his very own crowd, the Commonwealth Hall. What connection do you have with those people? What connection do you have with them?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it should be so obvious right now. If you are a Vandal, Vandals live forever. Vandals stay together forever. Like it's a brotherhood. And once a V-mate, you always be a V-mate, irrespective of where you find yourself. I think I went to a job interview back in Ghana, where the people were interviewing me. One of them was a Vandal, and I was in a Vandal tie. Once the person saw it was like V-mate, I was like sharp. I was like, yes. So like that kind of support, being like if you're a Vandal, you see it everywhere in all walks of life. So I feel like I'm really honored being being a Vandal. I wouldn't have really forgiven myself if I found myself in a different hall.
That's an interesting comment to make. Maybe if you were in a
Yes.
different hall, you also hold same opinion about that hall too, isn't it? You
No, I
probably would.
mean, yes, yeah, true. But if you look at the Vandal fraternity, it's like everywhere, cut across everywhere. It's really big from people in higher positions to like it's a really huge fraternity because the hall was founded like so many years ago. He has so many alumni and all that. So yeah, I mean, it's Vandals against the rest of the world. So I'm always a Vandal.
Thank you very much, Evans. I wish you all the best.
All right, thank you. Thank you.